This video is a tutorial on how to install a rigid LED light bar on a Polaris RZR. This will be the same for the Polaris RZR S, Standard RZR, RZR XP, and RZR 4. We're going to be installing it on the top of the roll cage that comes factory from Polaris right here. Recommended tools for the rigid LED light bar install on a RZR: masking tape, zip ties, preferably black. Unfortunately, we're out of black. 11mm wrench and a 5mm Allen tool. Alright, here's our light bar. Decided to go with the 20-inch model. Seems to fit really well on the top of the roll cage. Rigid Industries offers light bars from 4 inches all the way to 50 inches in both white and amber light. The 4 to 10 inch come in either a spot or flood light pattern, and then the 20 to 50 inch come as a combo of a flood light pattern. You can order the 20 to 50 inch in either spot or flood, but this will be a special order and will take up to a week to receive. Here's our light bar, and as you can see, it comes with a lot of different lights. Here's the 8-foot harness. It comes with the toggle switch right here, the relay, and then the negative and positive wires. Basically, all you have to do is hook these 2 wires up to the battery and plug this into the plug this part into the light. Hook your toggle switch up to the dash or wherever you want to put it, and that's about it. Very easy install. The rigid lights come with a lifetime warranty, and they're shake proof and waterproof, so you know it'll work great on a side-by-side. Now the clamps that come with the model don't work on a roll cage, so if you want to put it on a roll bar, you'll have to purchase the roll bar clamps, which is about $59 extra. Here's the flat surface clamps that come with the light bar. So if we wanted to mount the bar, say on the plastics or on another flat surface, we would simply just bolt these down and then clamp these into the ends of the bars like this. If you had a roof, a hard roof, then it might be a good spot to put it. Here's the instructions and the warranty card. So these are all the pieces we need. So to get started, I'm first going to mount the clamps onto the roll cage to make sure we get the fitment right, and then we'll run the harness from the roll cage down to the battery, which is under the seat. So all we're going to have to do is remove the front seat, which is going to work out perfect because our next video is going to be installed on a twisted stitch seat. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one clamp right about here and one clamp, actually they're going to be between this brace, here and here. And then the 20-inch light bar is going to run between here. If you wanted a bigger bar, you could go with a 30-inch and run on the outside of the brace. Or you could run a 10-inch and run from here to here. I've also seen people run 4 to 6 inches on Pro Armor aftermarket bumpers on the middle brace right about here, which also works well. But it kind of scares me to have a light bar out front like that, just in case if you were to accidentally hit something. Okay, let's get the clamps out. As you can see, there's 2 pieces to each side. This will go around the cage, and then these will mount up to the actual light bar. So I'm going to install these around the roll cage first. Okay, we've disassembled one of these U-bar mounts, and I open it up just a tad bit. You can see that it's a little spread apart a little farther than the one that hasn't been taken apart yet. And that's to help get it around this bar without scratching it. And as you can see, it's still a little too tight. So what I'm going to do is put some masking tape around this bar and then slide it over, and then it'll be loose enough to where I can peel the masking tape off, and it'll keep this bar without getting scratched. Okay, now I've got the masking tape around there. So I'm going to put this U-bar clamp over it. The U-bar clamp has 2 different sides to it. This one side's got an indent in it, and that is where this nut is going to fit in. So I want that to be on the bottom. So now I can easily pop it over, and I didn't scratch anything up. And see, it's got plenty of room on here, so I can slide it over, peel the tape off, and I just put it on without scratching my bar. So I'm going to do both sides the same way. Alright, now that I'm assembling, I got both clamps around both sides, I'm going to put this part that hooks up to the bar inside the clamp. And basically, it slides right in here, and then this bolt will run through the top and bolt in. Pretty simple. All you need is a basic Allen tool. Okay, now that I've got both of these installed, you don't want to make them too tight until you put the light bar on. So I'll loosen this up a bit. And now I'll be able to slide my bar, which will go in between here and here. Alright, I've got my bar out and ready. As you can see, I have my harness down the right side. That's where I'm going to run it because the battery access is from under the driver's seat. So I'm going to keep all the wires on the same side. Right here is what's going to slide through my clamp. And then I'm going to use this same nut. I'm going to pull this nut off, slide this shaft into my clamp, and then tighten it with that nut right there. Okay, now I've got my light bar mounted up on the clamps. It's just dangling there. So I need to figure out what kind of height I want to put it at. You got all kinds of adjustment. You can put it anywhere. You can put it above if you wanted to. What I'm going to do is probably put it at about that angle, just to keep it out of my eyesight because I'm a little taller. And also, when mounting your light bar on your clamps, there's a little washer or spacer inside of here. It's going to want to fall off when you pull this nut off. Just make sure it stays in between the light and the clamp. You don't need to put it on this side. Okay, now I've got the main clamps tight, but I have not tightened the actual bar to the clamps yet. I'm probably not going to tighten it all the way up until after I get it hooked up and lit. That way I can go out when it's dark and make some slight adjustments as to where I want the light.